Welcome to our study on online dating app usage among students at Chiang Mai University. In this video, we'll explore key insights into how and why students use these platforms.
Age distribution. Our participants ranged in age from 18 to 39, with the majority falling between 21 and 22 years old. In terms of gender, 55% of users were women, 35% men, and 10% identified as alternative. In terms of marital status, most participants were single, making up 64%, while 34% were in relationships, and a percentage were widowed and divorced. According to our data, 96% of respondents have a bachelor's degree, 3% hold a master's degree, and 1% hold a PhD. This indicates that the vast majority of users come from a highly educated background, which can influence their attitudes and behaviors regarding online dating apps. Higher education may foster greater awareness of new technologies, making them more likely to explore dating apps, but also more cautious due to critical thinking skills that highlight concerns like privacy and safety. Used and never used dating apps. Over half of the students surveyed, 55.8%, have used dating apps, while 44.2% have never tried them. For using apps. The top reasons for using dating apps include curiosity to try for 37%, searching for romantic partners for 30%, finding new friends for 25%, recommendation from friends and family for 5%, and advertising for 3%. The most used apps. Tinder was the most popular app, used by nearly 95% of respondents. Her and Coffee Meets Bagel followed, but with significantly lower usage rates. The main reason respondents never used online dating apps, according to our data, not interested in finding a partner through an app by 39.2% of participants. Other significant reasons is concerned about privacy and safety, 22.5%, lack of time or uncertainty, 15.8%, don't trust dating apps, 11.7%, and prefer other methods for finding a partner, 10.9%. These factors reflect the hesitation and skepticism some students have toward online dating.
And this is percent of how people learn about online dating apps. Firstly, search by yourself from App Store/Play Store, 10%, recommendations from friends and family, 30%, from advertisements or online social media, 44%, and lastly, read from technology news or blogs, 16%.
Future plans for using apps. Looking ahead, students were divided about their future use of dating apps. Certainly 25%, not sure 20%, possibly 18%, certainly not 17%, while 12% were certain they'd continue using them, 8% were unsure. Rogers' diffusion of innovations model explains how new ideas and technologies spread through populations over time. According to the model, users adopt innovations in different phases. Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. So this can be applied to the adoption of online dating apps as represented in our data. Users adopt innovations in different phases. Innovators. These are the people who are the first to try new technologies. In our data, innovators are likely the first users of online dating apps at the start of their widespread usage. This group is small, typically tech-savvy and curious. Early adopters. Early adopters follow innovators but are more cautious. They tend to be influencers and opinion leaders who help bring the innovation to the broader public. In our data, this would be students using the apps to search for romantic partners or to find new friends. Early majority. This group adopts an innovation after seeing its success among early adopters. By this stage, dating apps are no longer niche but becoming more mainstream. The early majority might be represented by the students who have used dating apps. At this point, the apps are widely recognized, and their benefits are accepted by a larger audience. Late majority. The late majority only adopts an innovation once it's established and normalized. They may have concerns about risks, but adopt the technology when it becomes a necessity or common practice. This could be students who were initially skeptical due to privacy concerns or the risk of scams, but eventually feel compelled to join as dating apps become ubiquitous. Laggards. The final group to adopt the innovation, laggards are highly resistant to change. They may never use online dating apps due to deep-seated concerns or a lack of interest. In our data, this would be represented by those who don't trust dating apps or are simply not interested in finding a partner through an app. For our data aligns with Rogers' model by showing a progression from curiosity-driven early users, innovators, and early adopters, to a broader acceptance, early and late majorities, and finally, a group that remains skeptical or uninterested, laggards. Each group adopts or rejects the technology for different reasons, which Rogers' model helps explain through its diffusion process. And this is Base's model. I'll go with innovators. In our data, innovators are the first wave of online dating app users. These students may have adopted apps purely out of curiosity or an early interest in searching for romantic partners. Their usage was likely motivated by an inherent desire to explore new technology without much influence from peers. These users represent the first wave in the Base model, responsible for initiating the growth curve. Next, imitators. As innovators began using the apps, their behavior started influencing others. This group of users, termed imitators, joined after seeing friends, social circles, or society at large using dating apps. According to our data, recommendations from friends or family likely helped push this adoption. The influence of innovators, combined with increased social acceptance and practical reasons, like finding new friends or partners, encouraged the larger group of imitators to follow suit. These imitators form the bulk of the growth curve, driving the mainstream adoption scene in the of students who use dating apps. Conclusion: as dating apps continue to evolve, understanding student behavior and preferences will play a critical role in shaping the future of these platforms. Thank you for listening to my handsome voice.